everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. I'm Nicholas Richardson, and I'm sitting in for Will Richardson, our regular host, who is still at the other side of the Atlantic. But we've tracked him down, and we'll be joining him in a few moments. But first, let me introduce my studio guest, Anna Sokołowska. Anna, lovely to see you.
Lovely to be here again and with our guests.
It's very kind of you to say so. And all the way from Tallinn in Estonia, it's our resident guru, the intellectual force behind everything we do on Poland Daily Travel. It's Harold von Kursk. Harold, how are you?
I am doing mighty well, mighty fine. Greetings to my fellow panelists. I'll take medieval castles for 400.
Excellent, excellent. And the man you've been waiting for, last but by no means least, at least in his own estimation, it's Will Richardson. Will, hi, great to see you.
Nicholas, if you don't stop saying that, I'm going to reach through the television and strangle you.
Okay.
But at least I will say I'm glad somebody on the show has some brains.
Yes, exactly.
We do have, at least Americans have something to look forward to, in that by July 4th, most restrictions will be dropped, and by August, the United States, if the rate of vaccinations continues apace, especially with the new Johnson & Johnson vaccination, 100 million doses becoming available, that the United States will be open for normal activity again by August.
Well, let's see. It's going to take 150 days to do. It would take 150 days, even at 2 million a day, to do the whole populace. But you say it's, and they say it's only 70% that's necessary to reach herd immunity. So let's hope that that this is true. When one can only look forward to that.
Yes, well, indeed. From the UK, for example, Greece has said that from May the 7th, and Cyprus as well, I think, that from May the 17th, anybody from the UK who has had both vaccines will be able to travel there on holiday with no restrictions at all. So that's the thing about travel. I think we're going to get to the stage, whether we like it or not, that this idea of some sort of vaccine passport is going to come into effect. Government is saying, well, it won't be compulsory, but it'll effectively become compulsory if you want to travel anywhere. A bit like if you go to West Africa now, you have to take your yellow fever certificate with you.
Or in Brazil, you have to take various, like hepatitis, etc.
Exactly. So I think the travel passport or the travel vaccination passport is going to become a feature of daily life for travellers, at least.
I think it'd be a better idea to have a vaccine visa.
Yes. But I mean, if you fly to Benin or Togo or these places where you have to have your yellow fever certificate, you don't think twice about it. You don't regard it as an affront on civil liberties. So I suppose in a funny sort of way, people would argue, well, the COVID vaccine is no different.
Well, it's a crowded world, and you're going to rub up against people wherever you go, certainly in cities that have airports. So we may be looking, that's a good point, we may be looking forward, it's what I was kind of hinting at before, to, in the future, a whole series of different vaccinations that one has to have.
Exactly, exactly. And that is, and of course, in the early part, like this year, that's going to cause some problems because, of course, not every country has been able to roll out the vaccines as quickly as every other. So we could
What do you think that'll do to travel, panelists?
Well, it will make...
What do you think that'll do to travel?
It'll just make travel slightly more complicated, won't it? But I mean, it would be better, I suppose...
Do you think it'll make people stay at home, Nicholas?
Well, those who just don't like the idea of vaccinations or think this vaccine program is some conspiracy theory, they will be forced to stay at home because they won't take the vaccine and nobody will let them on their aircraft.
Anna, what do you think? Are you ready for the vaccine yourself?
Well, I'm ready, but, my group is far, far away during this year, so it will take a lot of time for me to properly get a vaccine, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
But you're ready to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking of flying to Israel to get a vaccine. Because at the rate of vaccinations proceeding in Estonia, it'll be 2025 by the time I'm vaccinated. But in Israel, which is going to be 100% vaccinated in maybe 1 or 2 months' time, there might be a possibility to go there and do some vaccine tourism.
Yes, that's an interesting way because the UK is saying...
Wait, vaccine tourism, I love that.
Yeah, the UK is now saying that all adults will have been offered the vaccine at least the first dose of the vaccine by today's estimate is the 10th of June, which is quite astounding when you think the number of people that will mean have been offered the vaccine.
Hey, Nicholas, what about those talons?
Yeah, exactly. The talons are, as you rightly say, the talons are reaching for our throats, metaphorically speaking, and so we must bring, regrettably, because we always have such a good time chatting to you and chatting amongst ourselves, we must bring this episode of Poland Daily Travel to an end. But we'll be back, and I hope you will join us next time on Poland Daily Travel. Thank you for watching.